Here I've got the Rikon Mini Lathe Wood Fast Series, model 7100. This mini lathe has a 1/2 horsepower motor and has 6 different speeds, which you can change by putting this belt on the different wheels here. It has a 12-inch swing here, which means that you can turn bowls up to 12 inches wide, and has 16 inches between centers, which means that you can turn things up to 16 inches long. Additionally, you can purchase a bed extension for this that increases that to 40 inches. So now you can turn much longer spindles or table legs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the parts that come with the lathe and the assembly, and then get into the operations of this lathe. When you unpack the lathe, it also comes with these various parts, including the tool rest base and tool rest, the live center and spur center, spindle lock, 2 knockout bars and a wrench, and a tool holder, and of course the manual. To install the tool rest, you simply release the locking lever here on the tailstock, which is around the back, and slide the tailstock off of the bed. Slide your tool rest base onto the bed, and this lever here locks that in place. Now you can slide your tailstock back on. Lock that down with this lever here at the back. And to install the tool rest, simply make sure you've got some slack here in this locking lever, and you can install the tool rest and then go ahead and lock that down using this lever. The spindle lock simply installs here in the top and just threads on, and then as it gets tight, grab an adjustable wrench and go ahead and tighten it all the way down. And now you can unlock and lock the spindle, and the spindle has 12 locations for indexing for doing some flutes or whatever down your spindles. To install the spur center, simply slide it in here into the headstock, and the taper there will catch and be attached now. To get it back out, grab your knockout bar, slide that in from the other end, and simply knock it back out. The live center on the back slides in the same way. Simply slide it in, and to get it back out, simply turn the wheel and all the way, and it'll slide back out. When you want to turn using the faceplate, you simply thread it on. First, engage your spindle lock here at the top. Now you can thread it on and grab the wrench that the lathe comes with and go ahead and tighten it up. And don't forget to disengage your spindle lock once you're ready to go. The tool rest simply installs here at the back of the lathe using a couple of pan head screws. And finally, there are attachment points here at this end and at the other end down here for attaching the lathe to your work surface. Well, that was really fast to finish the assembly of this lathe. Now that we've got it together, let's go ahead and take a look at the adjustments that you can make, how the levers work, and the easy operation of this lathe. You can adjust the tool rest location in 2 ways. First is this locking lever, which allows you to move the tool rest in and out and also slide it left and right. So you can get it just about where you want and then go ahead and lock that down. Secondly, you can raise and lower the height of the tool rest by using this locking lever. Unlock it, raise it up, and go ahead and lock it back down. The adjustments for the tailstock are here on the back so that they're out of the way. You can easily move it, release this locking lever to slide tailstock in and out, or to remove it all the way off the bed, and then go ahead and lock that back down. And then to adjust the tailstock in and out, release this locking lever, go ahead and move it into your workpiece, and when you've got it where you'd like, go ahead and lock that locking lever back down to keep it in place. One thing that's great about this lathe is how easy it is to change the speeds. You simply pull back this access cover here, which pops open, and then there's a locking lever here you've got your different wheels, your belt here. And to change the belt to a different speed on these wheels, you simply release this locking lever down here on the motor and lift the motor up to release tension on the belt. Then you can move the belt to a new position, both here at the upper wheel and the lower wheel. Get it onto those wheels, and then go ahead and drop the motor back down and lock the locking lever. And now you've got the right tension on your belt. Put the cover back up and you're ready to go. Here's a close-up of the belt and wheels, so you can see the upper wheel, the belt, and down in here into the lower wheel, and how much access there is. It's really easy to change this, to reach down in here and be able to change that belt location. And there's also a handy guide right here that lets you know the various speeds for each of the belt positions. The spindle lock here can be engaged by simply dropping it down, spring loaded, and now the spindle will lock in one of 12 indexed positions. And you can use that for doing fluting or grooving or whatever. You've got 12 equally spaced positions. So we lift that up, now the spindle's free. Now you can drop it down and lock it into one of those index positions, and you can see that they're labeled here on the spindle, 12 different index positions. So that is the Rikon Mini Lathe. It took me all of about 10 minutes to get it all assembled and get it ready to go. And this lathe can handle just a variety of projects. It's got a 12-inch throw, so you can do bowls up to 12 inches wide, and it's got 16 inches between centers, so you can do spindles up to that length. And with the optional bed extender, then you can get into much bigger table legs or much longer spindles. Being a very affordable lathe, this is a great way to get into turning.